Okay, you ready? You guys ready? Okay, I'm going to bring this meeting of the Lawndale City Council to order. I'm going to ask the city clerk to give the roll call. Madam City Clerk.
Oh, good evening. Mayor Pro Tem Cuevas,
Present.
Councilmember Suarez,
Present.
Councilmember Talavera,
Present.
Councilmember Kearney,
Here.
Mayor Poland Miles.
Here.
All members are present.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. Our flag salute will be held by Councilmember Frank Talavera, followed by Pastor Dwight Dudley for a word of inspiration.
Please stand, face the flag, right hand over your heart. Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing.
Good evening. It's good to be here today. The Lord says, where there is no counsel, the people fail. But in a multitude of counselors, there is safety. And that's the beauty of this council hall that we have here today with our mayor and all of you who serve here. We thank you, we love you, and may the Lord bless you. So today we just lift up this city, Father, in the name of Jesus, that you would bless us, that you'd give us wisdom, that you'd watch over us, that you'd give us direction. Father, you know this city, you know every soul that resides here. You know the needs, the purposes, and what this city, Father, is doing to help the people. So we pray, Father, that you will lead us, guide us, bless us, pour out your Spirit on us. Father, that our next generation, our children and grandchildren will have a wonderful, great city to call home. So, Father, thank you for the opportunity to be here and to praise you and to bless this city council and our mayor in the name of Jesus. Amen. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. Let's have our public safety report. Let's start with the LA County Sheriff Department. Let's hear from our acting Chief Giggles, Captain Giggles. You'll take that, huh?
I'll take it. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, esteemed members of the City Council, and members of the community. My name is Tanya Giggles. I'm the acting captain at South Los Angeles Station, and I'll be presenting the public safety report for June 15th through July 20th. I'll begin with discussing our notable arrests and investigations. On 2 separate dates, Lawndale deputies took 2 reports for grand theft vandalism. The reports both stated that air conditioning units were damaged and parts were stolen at 2 different dental offices. Deputies were able to obtain video surveillance footage of the crimes, and Detective Ferreira was able to identify the suspect utilizing the provided surveillance footage. Deputy Ferreira, along with South Los Angeles Station detectives and patrol deputies, conducted a warrant search in the 4600 block of West 142nd Street of Hawthorne. They located the vehicle and clothing items as seen in the surveillance footage worn by the suspect at the location. The suspect was taken into custody for grand theft. Another female at the location was also arrested for an outstanding warrant out of Texas with full extradition rights. Neither suspects were residents of Lawndale. Fireworks stats. Lawndale received 25 calls for service for fireworks between July 3rd and July 4th. Deputies issued 7 citations and confiscated 5 pounds of illegal fireworks. Drug arrest stats. During the reporting period, Lawndale deputies made 4 misdemeanor narcotic arrests for possession of narcotics and possession of drug paraphernalia. Traffic incidents. Regarding our traffic-related incidents, Traffic Enforcement Deputy Gomez issued 59 citations during the reporting period for various vehicle code violations. And lastly, I would like to invite everyone to our National Night Out, which is Tuesday, August 4th, starting at 5 p.m. located at the Lawndale City Hall. Come out and enjoy some time with your local deputies and community members. That concludes my report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions of the report?
No?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's hear from Los Angeles County Fire Department, Acting Assistant Chief Kelsley. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. My name is Wade Kelsey. I am the Acting Assistant Chief for the Los Angeles County Fire Department Division 1, which covers the city of Lawndale. Assistant Chief Brian Kane is out on extended leave, and he sends his regards. Today I'm here to discuss the June activity report for the City of Lawndale. During the month of June, a total of 261 calls for services were made within the city. There was one fire-related call, which turned out to be a dumpster fire on June 7th on 162nd Street. There were no hazardous materials incidents reported during this period. There were also a total of 224 calls for emergency medical services. Of these calls, 44 patients required advanced life support, while 81 patients required basic life support. In addition to emergency medical responses, the department completed 4 public service calls and responded to 31 good intent calls, which were determined not to involve actual emergencies upon arrival. The department remains committed to providing prompt professional emergency response services while maintaining the highest standards of public safety for the community. In addition to the June report, I also have a report for the 4th of July holiday. It was rather quiet, believe it or not, for the fire department in the city of Lawndale. We only responded to one fire, which happened to be a vehicle fire on 153rd Street, and a total of 7 calls for emergency medical service. I just want to note that we did have a robust staffing plan assigned for the 4th of July holiday. We had multiple strike teams strategically placed throughout the county in case any large-scale emergencies arose. And then we did have roving patrols to discourage use of illegal fireworks and to be in position to extinguish any fires if they should erupt during that holiday. That's the end of my report. Are there any questions?
Okay, any questions of the report? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, we got a couple of presentations tonight. The first presentation will be made by representatives from the Centinela Valley Union High School District. Let's welcome President of the school board, Hugo Rojas, and Superintendent Nealman. Yes, sir, take it away.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council members. Tonight, we are here to recognize you, the City Council members, for everything that you do for our school district. So as the Mayor mentioned, I'm Superintendent Dr. Stephen Nelman, and I have with me my board president, Mr. Honorable Hugo Rojas. And when I look at the members of the council and the mayor, I see people who are closely connected with our district. And over my 25 years in the district, I've seen all of you either as fellow employees of the school district or as students in the school district, alumni of the school district, parents of students who are in our district, going to our district events, sitting on our citizens oversight committees and so forth, and just basically providing a tremendous amount of support for our district, our students, and the community. So tonight, we've brought a couple little plaques here for you, sort of, to recognize you. And I'll turn it over to President Rojas, who wants to share a few words about his history in the community also.
Thank you, Dr. Nelman. Good evening, everyone. Honorable Mayor, honorable council members and staff, residents of the city of Lawndale. I actually brought this special thing off my wall. And I'll get to what this is. It dates back to 1987, and it relates to youth in government. So what a great opportunity to honor the city of Lawndale for its great reputation throughout the many mayors and councils and collaborations that we've had. I know one that stands out for me is obviously the Youth Day Parade, where our schools get to participate. We have some photos that came back looking at social media. We had some of our students in your youth in government. And for that reason, and for many reasons, your parks and recs and all your initiatives, seeing you come to our schools when we have events. Just saw you at graduation. Madam Suarez, I had the privilege to serve with your mom. Ms. Suarez, Ms. Sandra Suarez, who started the Losing Our High School Alumni Association, and that had a great history. Mr. Talavera, you served as a school board member for Centinela Valley. Mr. Kearney, now we join together forces on the South LA Sheriff's Youth Foundation Board with Captain Giggles here, and of course it goes on and on. But I want to read something which describes the presentation that I'm giving here in the recognition. Your continued support, valued partnership, and steadfast commitment to advancing educational opportunities for the students at the Centinela Valley Union High School District. Your leadership and dedication to our school community has made a meaningful impact and continue to help foster student growth, achievement, and success. recognized by Sentinel Valley Union High School District, Dr. Stephen Nelbin, Airborne Ranger, by the way, a longtime member of the community who resides in the community as well. As you well know, Dr. Dan Urrutia is a product of the city of Lawndale, was once a commissioner here in the city, and he moved up the ranks to assistant soup. And by the way, we're working on the torch. So the torch did not go away in terms of not coming back. So there is a model, because Facebook and social media started saying the torch is gone, and shame on them, but it's in the works. It's part of our ongoing projects. So if I can just last moment and refer to this, City of Lawndale Youth and Government Day. And if I can just pass it forward. It's Susan Kraus, 1987. As I attended Lusinger High School from 84 to 87, I had the privilege to be engaged with City of Lawndale, and it was Youth and Government Day. So that inspired me to continue to serve, as well as a sergeant in Hawthorne who worked in the Hawthorne Mall named Roy McNally. There was Community Relations Crime Prevention Unit, and I'll give a shout out to one of your former councilwoman, Nancy McGee, who I had the privilege of working with, Neighborhood Watch in Lawndale. So this, I actually took some spider webs off in my garage. As I was looking at the wall, I said, I know I have that certificate. I just wanted to share it to let you know that I'm appreciative in so many ways, and your work and your partnership really means a lot to us. So we look forward to our continued work in the community together. So at this time, I'd like to present these certificates to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, sir.
Now, these certs are fit for framing. These are fit for framing, right? Yeah, fit for framing, yes. Oh, really? How did the old ones look? they're not as nice as these, but these are really nice. Thank you guys for recognizing us. Okay, this next presentation is going to be made by the Mayor Pro Tem Cuevas regarding a proclamation for Parks and Recreation Month.
All right. Presentation, July 20th, 2026. Proclamation, Parks Makes Life Better, month of July. Presented to Community Service Director Jason Minter, representing the Community Service Department. July is celebrated across the nation as Parks and Recreation Month. Parks and Recreation plays a significant role in communities by enhancing quality of life, providing open space for people to engage in recreation activities, and opportunities to gather and interact with others in a social setting. The Community Services Department plays an essential role in the administration and organization of the of opportunities for the Lawndale community to enjoy open space and city facilities where youth, adults, and seniors can be active and participate in recreational activities. I would like to invite Community Service Director Jason Minter to the podium to receive the proclamation on behalf of his staff as we proclaim the month of July as Parks Make Life Better month and recognize the Community Service Department staff who utilize their skills, talents, and creativity to provide recreation and social opportunities to our community throughout the year. Congratulations. And please stand, staff. Please stand so everybody can see you.
So we'll get a picture with the staff. After you say your few words, we'll come back down. We'll get a picture with staff.
Absolutely, yes.
With the official proclamation.
We do have a short video to play as well, but
Okay.
I'll start with a quick introduction. I'm Jason Minter, Community Services Director. I'd like to share this video with you in support of Parks Make Life Better Month. I believe Yvette is ready to roll. Feel free to stand up and dance if you feel so inspired. If you see yourself, raise your hand. Thank you so much. So as you can see, Parks and Recreation plays a vital role in our community. With your approval of this proclamation tonight, an ad will be displayed on the freeway message sign through the end of the month with the Parks Make Life Better logo. The Parks Make Life Better logo is courtesy of the California Parks and Recreation Society that is continuously providing advocacy, outreach, support, and training to over 500 California cities each year. I do have a long list of individuals and groups to thank. To you, the Mayor and Council, for allowing me to present the proclamation and for your continued support of our department and our programs. To the Parks, Recreation, and Social Services Commission for their support, volunteerism of our programs and events as well. To our partners in the Public Works Department that maintain our parks and keep them beautiful. To our friends in public safety that patrol the parks and keep them safe for the public, to the residents that use them on a daily basis and enjoy our parks and programs, to the Lawndale Elementary School District that partners with the city to allow select school sites to serve as parks during non-school hours, to our cable TV team for their publicity of our programs and their assistance with the video tonight, to the Multimedia Careers Academy students at Lusinger High School that took the majority of the photos that you just saw in the presentation. They do a fabulous job and are an amazing partner in our community. And then finally, to the staff in the Community Services Department, some of which are here tonight, thank you for everything you do to help the city and the department to serve our community. And then with your permission, Mayor, we'd like to come take a photo with you, the council, in honor of Parks Make Life Better Month here in the city of Lawndale.
How should we do this? Why don't we have the staff come behind here?
Yeah.
And we could take a group picture.
Absolutely.
Be boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl.
We did this last time. I think we moved the chairs. Yeah. Yeah, let's remove the chairs.
Video, yes. There was a picture there.
No, that's.
No ball playing in the house. Girls, I'm sorry. Oh, you.
Just kidding. Public Works, you're in. Short people in the back.
Who you calling?
They can't see him back there.
Let me guess.
Make you famous.
We're lopsided here or what? You're sitting over here, you have all of
Yeah, come down. Yeah, that's enough room.
Frankly, in the way.
All right. Are we good? Can you see everybody?
Yeah, all right, if you can all want to look at me.
And then we'll hold you.
All right, big smiles in 3, 2, 1. Wonderful, thank you guys.
Thank you.
And as staff leave, they will be handing out gifts to anyone in the audience.
Okay, all right. Should I go in the audience?
You already got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Hey, somebody switch chairs with me. Well, mine's the tallest. No, I can just adjust this one.
Okay, oral communications.
Okay, we're going to move our agenda. We're now under oral communications. Oral communications is when you have opportunities. Don't make me hit the gavel. Oral communications is when you have the opportunity to speak to this body on items that are not on the agenda. If you would like to speak to this body on items that are not on the agenda, we ask that you line up by the flag. When it becomes your turn, just come to the podium. If you would, start with your name first. At about 2.5 minutes, the amber light will come on either screen. That'll give you the time to wrap things up. Let's hear first from our city clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This evening's City Council meeting will offer remote participation for members of the public. After the in-person oral communications are completed, we will then call upon the members of the public who are participating virtually on Zoom. And just a quick plug for myself and everyone else running this, we thank everybody in advance for your patience and grace as we do this new thing in meetings. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's hear from our first speaker. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, good evening. Caitlin Coulter, Community Library Manager for Lawndale Library. Today, I just wanted to share some exciting news that Lawndale Library and Lawndale Parks and Rec are partnering to have a special event this summer. We will be doing a Movie on the Lawn event out on the Civic Center lawn on Friday, August 21st. There will be food vendors and activities. We're starting around 5:30. The movie will air at 8 p.m., and we will be playing the live-action version of How to Train Your Dragon. The event is free to the public. Everyone can come bring their blankets and picnic out on the lawn and enjoy that. The movie will be up on a big projector screen, and then there will be vendors and activities and food and things like that. If anyone's interested in reading the book before they see the movie, if they haven't already seen the movie, we have copies available at the library, and we are doing a family book club, so parents and kids can read along together and read the book. It's very different from the movie. There's also a lot of theme programs taking place at the library for kids and teens between now and then, and all of the info is on the library website. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Councils, and staff. This is Holly Osborne from Redondo Beach, and I've sort of made it my unofficial job. If I see something that's about the row, I want to make sure it's consistent with no on row, okay? And so that's why I sent this picture of a small housing development consisting of 131 market rate and 27 affordable units. And this proposed development is in Redondo Beach, but it's abutting the row. And it was just approved a couple of weeks ago, so maybe you hadn't heard of it. And when I say approved, it means that the city of Redondo Beach gave it the go-ahead. We actually have nothing to say about, stuff that's built for affordable housing, and you have to approve it. So anyway, this is the diagram I sent you. And by the way, when I was Googling all this stuff with artificial intelligence, I did not have this picture in front of me. But this is the row right here. It's not marked. And this is Kingsdale. And this is 182nd Street. So this is down at the bottom of the row in Redondo Beach. And this is what they're building, okay? It's, did I say that there's going to be 131 market rates and 27 affordable units? Yes, I said that. Okay. Now, the row is actually, which is here, is actually 150 feet wide down here. And it's funny because when you ask AI about this, they always assume the LRT is still going down the row. And you have to say, wait a minute, that's not true anymore. And they go, oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot. And there are a lot of questions where you ask AI, they're wrong first. So if somebody doesn't actually know 50 or 60% of the answers, you won't even be able to investigate anything. I wish that guy from the high school had still been here, because I would love to see how two of those sharp students could investigate something not knowing anything about it, because you would really be led astray. So anyway, as I said, this is the row here, where it's 150 foot wide total, not 100. And this is Kingsdale, and so I asked AI what was here, and because I didn't have this picture, and I just wanted to know how big it was. And they go, oh, it goes up to Artesia Boulevard. No, it doesn't. Then they told me, well, north of Grumman. No. They never did give me a good answer, and I drove down Kingsdale myself, and I realized why they didn't give me a good answer, because this street is not labeled, okay? So there's a whole bunch of things, and I think the really significant part of this will be that these are going to be an HOA. We don't have many of those in Redondo. And I hope that they can say that people who buy in are going to live there. If we're making these units, we want them for people, real people, not speculators. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, members of the City Council, Mayor. My name is Lyndon Johnson. I'm a field representative for Assemblymember Tina McKinner. I'm here to just give you guys a little information about an event we're going to have on August 1st. It's going to be a backpack giveaway and health fair. I think I've actually emailed each of you. But I wanted to invite members of the Lawndale community and all of you guys to our fair. It's going to have hair braiders. It's going to give away free backpacks, and we're going to have health screenings. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Samina Rain, resident of Lawndale City for more than 30 years. We never had this problem before, but, past 3 to 4 years, since they built that big building on 153rd Street, the parking is horrible. They have the cars, the tenants, of that big building, they park their cars on the street. They do not even have, they have the expired tags, and we have reported this, to the city more than several times, and I have been here, probably 3 to 4 times, but I don't know, why the action is not being taken. Right now, when we were coming over here, I saw a car, with a tag, that is from 2025 September. Okay, 6 months, I can understand. But, more than that, and then people park on red. There is nobody that comes around. There are cars parked from one cleaning day to the next cleaning day. They do not move their cars. So, there should be something should be done, from the authorities, of the city, so this problem can be taken care of. We come back from work, we have to park our cars, 2 blocks away. They have enough parking inside, and as Mr. Mayor, when they were building this building, this was the issue. And the owner of that building said, oh no, we have enough parking inside and we have the guest parking. All their tenants, they park over there, and if we call them, call the supervisor, or we call, the owner, they tell us, we can't do anything, there is no law, that they can't park. Their parking is empty. Their parking is empty. To me, the solution is, he can give us, free parking inside his building, so, we can park over there and this problem gets over with. And then the city doesn't have to take care of it. And then they, as you know that, that building is not, for Airbnb, but I have the proof, it's on my phone, that they rent, those apartments, on Airbnb. And I have reported that, but nothing has been done. There are people that live around there, they're doing, the business, that are not even registered. They're doing it from their garage, and they park, their cars on the street, so, and they park in 2 spots, for their families and everybody. Like, I can do that, but, I don't want to be one of them, that would park, in 2 spots and save the parking, for my family members. So I hope, that it should be taken care of.
Yes, ma'am. Give us your last name again.
Thank you.
Give us your last name again, please.
Arain, A-R-A-I-N.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Edie Warwick, Lawndale. Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council, I'm here to discuss this the citations that I keep getting from the city because of my neighbor's complaint. This latest one is a ticket for $500 for because peanut shells were found. I'm accused of putting okay, it reads, observed peanut shells scattered throughout the flower beds. As you can see from this photograph, this is not a flower bed. This is strawberries. And the peanut shells are peanut shell mulch. And they're mixed with hazelnut shell mulch. And for this, my neighbor has a vendetta against me. And I think the reason that this is considered a third offense is I think this has been going on for 2 or 3 years. First, I got notified that my dogs were not licensed, even though my dogs don't run out or anything like that. I guess it's just a matter of a public record. And then I was cited because I was feeding a feral cat. My neighbor was out of town, and I thought, because I knew the cat, and I left some cat food out, and we had a possum that, sort of like a neighborhood possum that walks across the walls in the back of our house, and I was no way intending to feed the possum because my dogs go out there, and one dog is up and bark, and they turn in the air, and one of my dogs actually dislocated a kneecap. Anyway, my neighbor's house is surrounded by, he has cameras that have a wide-angle view of the street and my yard and everything. And so I just happened to see the possum out there at 1 a.m., but there was nobody else. Possums are nocturnal animals, and they are not varmints. I mean, they're not vermin or whatever. So I'm pretty certain that he used the footage from his camera to send to the officer, and I was cited for that. And a lot of this stuff is, I wasn't even notified at the time. Now, this latest strawberry flower bed, peanut shell deal, I don't know if anybody just walking
Time's
by on
expired.
the street would. Anyway, I'm appealing to your sense of justice, and I would like you to take a look at this, because this is just harassment, and I feel that the city is just helping this guy. I've been cited.
Okay, ma'am, need you to wrap it up, please. Thank you. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. We'll provide some comments when everyone gets a chance to speak. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you guys doing?
Yes, we're doing well. Thank you. How are you?
Great. Name's Ali Zaidi. Been a resident of Lawndale my entire life. Elementary school, middle school, high school. Played in our parks, everything like that. Coming here today just to reiterate the fact of parking on 153rd Street. Combination of people parking there for 72 hours and not having any real repercussions, only receiving warnings. Combination of people coming from this building from 4432. 3 years ago, before the building was built, you guys told us that they would have parking inside and parking for the visitors, which quite frankly isn't used at all. If someone was to stop by right now, there's caution tape around the entire visitor parking lot. So it is not able to be used by any visitor. In return, it creates just a mess of parking on the street. Before the building was there, parking was abundant. There was enough parking for every resident on the street. Now, with people from this building parking out there and leaving their cars out there for 72 hours, nothing real happening to them only getting a warning, it doesn't really help, right? I've tried every single avenue, and I'm just at the point now where I'm like at a breaking point where I've called, the owner of the building. I've talked to him. He's cursed me out over the phone, just told me, hey, man, look, tough luck, kid. So I think there should be some type of real repercussion for this happening. I know Lawndale doesn't do permitted parking, but I think now is the right time, at least for this section of Lawndale, to be permitted parking only, because I personally, I don't feel like the city kept their word about parking when this building was built. Now that the hotel is being built across the way, I'm afraid it's going to become even more of an issue. And I'm going to be in the same exact situation once that hotel or whatever it is being built. We weren't able to avoid it with the building being built. I want to avoid it with the hotel. So I think that permitted parking being the only option on that street would be a viable solution to this problem. I would, I know I only got a little bit of time left, but I would love to go over more and show you guys examples on my phone.
Okay. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. At last week's Neighborhood Watch meeting, the general consensus was that this year's 4th of July was an improvement, as the use of illegal fireworks is more sporadic than in previous years. I want to believe that the threat of $2,500 fines is the reason. Unfortunately, only 7 citations were issued, which is significantly fewer than in most prior years. On my street, I observed what appeared to be the use of safe and sane fireworks to conceal the use of illegal fireworks. One household alternated between legal fireworks and illegal mortars. I reported the activity, and a patrol unit arrived after 20 minutes, and although no citation was issued, the household stopped launching illegal fireworks. About 20 minutes later, I observed a second patrol vehicle in the area demonstrating that there was a law enforcement presence. Lieutenant Osborne mentioned that he planned to meet with the City of Hawthorne to discuss its drone program. This is a technology that the City of Lawndale should seriously consider, along with establishing a reward program for information leading to the identification of individuals who stockpile illegal fireworks. The most effective way to improve public safety and eliminate the confusion between legal and illegal fireworks is to prohibit the use of all fireworks within the city. What is immediately concerning is the exodus of City of Lawndale employees. Recent departures include 3 recreation leaders, a maintenance worker, an office assistant, and a cable TV production assistant. While these positions are important, the loss of key management personnel is even more troubling. These departures include an associate engineer, the director of community development, the director of finance, and the deputy city manager, human resources director. Without a human resource director, how will the city recruit and fill these vacancies and maintain services after losing a significant percent of its workforce? Did the atmosphere of instability following the departure of the highly capable city manager contribute to employees deciding to leave? Did the hostile treatment he received during city council meetings by one council member influence his decision to seek employment elsewhere? Equally concerning is a pending $10 million lawsuit filed against the against the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, the City of Lawndale, and 2 former city employees by Councilmember Suarez. The lawsuit also includes numerous unnamed sheriff's deputies and may ultimately include unnamed city employees as defendants. Regardless of the city's ultimate outcome, litigation of this management inevitably affects workplace morale and can create an unhealthy working environment. It is reasonable to question whether an individual pursuing such extensive legal claims against the city, its law enforcement partners, and current and former and current employees can effectively serve as a member of the governing body responsible for overseeing these same organizations and should not seek re-election.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. I wanted just to say a couple of things, actually. I attended the beautification meeting again, which was really nice. And a beautification committee is a group focused on improving the visual appeal of a community through projects like landscaping, public art, and cleanup events. Their goal is to enhance public spaces and foster community pride, which is very true with this committee. I've met all of them. I've gone to a couple of meetings, and they do have a lot of pride, and they do want to do some changes for the city for the better, which I give them credit for. They're trying very hard, but they seem like sometimes their hands are very tied, what they can do and what they can offer. one of the things we spoke about was, I know you guys have a social media account. I don't do social media, so I'm not aware. But even if they had their own social media account to put more stuff out there to reach to the younger generation, because it seems like it's not enough to advertise on the city's website. They need more exposure, to get to the younger people or what have you. They're really trying. They've got some good ideas and everything, so I hope it works. I'm still going to support them and go. I hope more people turn out and do attend too and try to make things better. Again, with the parkways, and I know I've said this so many times and what have you. As for the lady and her issue about her plants and stuff, well, I've had a couple of ferals come into my life, and they're great. I also live next to a wilderness center that I call because all of a sudden I've got raccoons like you wouldn't believe. I've got possums, I've got squirrels, I've even got a skunk now. No problem, I don't care. It's just one of the things is all our wildlife is even more created now for us or what have you. I'm thankful for my feral, and it's people like her or me, whatever, we take on the responsibilities of feeling for these animals that need to, be fed. My cat was a kind of a street feral or whatever. We've come a long way, and I'm happy. I mean, he's doing really good, and I'm really thrilled about it. He's my second feral that walked into my life. I think somebody has my address and just says there's a softie over there, but, whatever. I've also had, when I got my dog, it was SPCA, another rescue. I get it. The wildlife are out there. I see another man on a different street. Good for him. He goes out and feeds the squirrels or whatever. What are you going to do? My neighbor complains, but she's the one with the overgrown, environment or whatever. Yet they're on her roof doing all sorts of things. But anyway, so I'm sure you guys are going to make a comment about her thing, but I think she needs some help on the citation or whatever. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Matthew Harbison. I wanted to say that your Zoom option was well received. I was not able to be here at the beginning, so I logged on and I was able to hear things and follow through. When you were away from the microphone, I didn't get to hear things, but I did get to hear it. Had I still been on the road, I might have been one of the voices to speak in. Not sure if there's anybody in the queue. But thank you for having that option, and we'll see if it's something that we can move forward with the community. One of the things that I definitely find a struggle with the community is they're just unaware of a lot of things that goes on through either our social media accounts or even just general advertising. I've been taking just walks around various parts of Lawndale lately, and I'm going to be honest, the majority of people have no idea who you are. I asked people to say, can you name the 5 city council members? Most people could maybe get one, okay? If we wanted to get into a retaliatory tit-for-tat society where the neighborhood is being bombarded by code enforcement, just in my general walks, and now I don't know if there's certain things grandfathered and certain things, but I mean, for example, if you see this trash cans from the street, that's a violation. I found 4 digits worth of, if the city wanted to go out and write tickets to people, the opportunities abound. The fact that we are waiting to be called as opposed to going out. I mean, if we need more money, there's an opportunity, but we become almost like a narco state or narc state. I don't recommend that, but it is the reality that there are a lot of people who don't cut their yard. We have a lot of owners who rent, and they don't care about the property as long as the rent's coming in. And so the parkways are overgrown, and there's weeds everywhere, and there's animals, and I've one spot that I go by, they've got the same set of paint buckets that have been out there for 4 months now at least. It's just a bunch of paint buckets sitting in the middle, overgrown weeds, trash company's not picking it up, what's happening? So there's things out there that the community just either doesn't care about or they're just unaware about. And I'm not sure how we can let them know, because how many people are logged on right now watching the YouTube? How many people are following us on socials? How many people are actually doing these things? So what is the top doing to reach the bottom. We come in and we sit here, and these are the people who come and pay attention. They know what's going on, but what about the rest of us? And I also just wanted to say thank you again for the opportunity for my organization to sell fireworks. There were plenty of people who came and said, we buy from you because we can't use the others. And other people said it makes life a lot safer, and people are going to World Cup, they were letting them off. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Ms. Paloma?
Madam City Clerk.
Okay, at this time, we will check in on those online. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak?
Madam City Clerk, it appears that we have one person. If you're calling in with the phone, please dial *9 to raise your hand. If you're on a computer or mobile device, go to the bottom of your screen and look for the heart icon that says Reactions. Click that menu item and select Raise Hand. Please raise your hand if you're wishing to speak. Madam City Clerk, it does not appear anyone wishes to speak for additional oral communications. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. Let's provide some comments. Let's start with Mr. Pat Kearney.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank everybody that came out to speak tonight. Quite a list. I'll start off with Miss Librarian. Thank you for the library events, and especially the movie on the lawn. Holly, if you need me in Redondo, I'll be there. You were here for Lawndale, we'll be there for Redondo. Miss Johnson, we're going to get the flyers because I'll be there. Okay, I'll be there. And let's see, the parking, yes, 153rd is a pain in the butt street. I turn in Patel's property all the time, the weeds overgrown. I turn in the homeless people and their vans there. So let's do a better patrol there and see what we can do to get rid of those homeless people, and reach out to the owner of that property and have their residents park in their parking slots, because I can walk by there and just walking down 153rd Street, I can see one. At least 7 empty spaces there, but all these cars in the street. And I know, the young man, I know that car lot in the corner had a garage service behind it for a while. That was finally closed down. But I understand the problem over there because it is horrendous over there. So let's look into them, Mr. Reyes, if we can.
Yep.
Okay, let me move on to Ms. Warwick. This is redundant. This is a mulch. And I don't know who wrote this, but if I'm reading this right, this fine's $500 for peanut shells and strawberries. Mr. Reyes, could you speak on this one?
Good evening, Mr. Councilman. Yes, I can speak on that. Mrs. Warwick and I had a conversation 2 weeks ago. That site was $500 because she had been cited twice previously for violating the ordinance against feeding wild animals. She came into the office, showed me that it was mulch, not food, so we voided that citation already.
You avoided that?
Yes, for $500. Now, the first 2 citations were valid, and she said herself that she's been feeding animals, and I appreciate the desire to feed wildlife, but when you're feeding the feral cat, you're also feeding the insects, you're feeding the birds, you're feeding possums, the neighborhood possum. I'm sure there's many in the neighborhood that don't appreciate a possum being fed by their other neighbors. You're bringing disease into the community, and those are the reasons why we don't allow this. And in fact, you may intend to feed an animal, but that food may not be good for other animals that are going to eat it. So you're actually harming wildlife. So that's part of the reason we enforced that, and that is the reason she got those first 2 citations by her own admission. The third one, though, she did prove that it was mulch, so we avoided that site.
I think we could try to help her out with some of this. I mean, my wife feeds Ben. I'm an animal, and I don't get cited. We don't get cited.
Well, we can
anyway,
certainly revisit the ordinance if the council doesn't want to have it.
Okay. Dina, thank you for the information that you brought forward. And Matthew, I live in the 19th, 20th century, so I'm still learning about Zoom and all that. I'm still doing this on the keypad, so I'll go with it. But thank you for bringing that forward. And with that, I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, let's hear from Frank Talavera.
Okay, I just want to thank everybody for joining us today. Thank you for being here and giving up of your time. It's really important for us to know what you're thinking about and coming here to these meetings. I have checked, once in a while I check the Nextdoor app and there's people complaining, but they're not specific of what their complaint is. So I really would like to invite all the residents to come and voice their opinion and tell us what's going on. Because at the same time, we're getting like a bad rep saying we're not doing anything. Well, we don't know, what is it that you want us to do? And everyone has a different perspective. The quality of life. Well, your quality of life is a little different than mine maybe, or maybe it's the same. But if we don't know what it is, if you're not expressing those opinions to us, we'll never know. So I believe that every single one of us here on this dais is doing the best that they can and keeping keeping Lawndale a safe place and doing the best we can for our residents, because we live here too. So we want to enjoy this wonderful place that we call home. So I would just like to invite everyone to come out and tell us or give us a call and let us know and give us your definition of what is standard of life for you or quality of life or what's going on so we can address that. Caitlin, thank you very much for the news. Always good to hear the good things that are going on at the library. Thank you, Holly, for keeping us up to date. And you know that the fight isn't over yet, but we thank you for keeping us on our toes also. Ms. Johnson, thank you. Hopefully we can be there and support the program and the backpack giveaway. Okay. And regarding the parking, I think like with all other cities, parking is a problem. So we do need to have some type of, I would like to say that we could have some type of parking committee to talk about the city of what we can do and brainstorm. I know many times residents have come and expressed parking problems, and the only thing we've offered them is that we do have, we can have districts parking, but they got to do the work. Why do they have to do the work? Why do they have to gather the signatures? Why do they have to, do all the grunt work? Well, when we know we have a problem, so we should just sit down and talk about it and have a committee, maybe formulate a plan and bring it to us and then go from there. But it's, they're telling us, the residents are telling us, we have a problem with parking in whatever location is. I know your location is specific to where you live, but we're all having that problem. I have people on my street that as soon as the sweeper passes, they jump into their cars and it's like a racetrack. And they beat me again. They park their 4 or 5 cars and, just to come here and tell somebody, well, hey, pick up a petition. Why? Let's do something proactive. Let's do, if it's marking the streets but we got to take the good with the bad and vice versa. Some people, if we mark off the streets, then sometimes the parking stalls take up more time because of the regulation, and where 3 could usually park if it's not marked, now only 2 can park. So what are we going to do about that? So we just got to work at it and find what's the best solution and try to keep everybody happy. Also, regarding the citation, I can't really read the code that was violated, but I would like to see a copy of that code, Mr. Reyes, if we can have that, because I do think it's, if it's mulch, it's mulch. I wouldn't, I think just with the garbage that we put out, the animals come. And if 1 or 2 people or a few people are actually, I don't know, do they put out a special bowl with the tabby's name on it and fill it with cat food every day or peanuts or whatever? I don't know. But I just think with our normal throwing away of our trash, the animals get into it, and they don't just like regular food. I just had to take my wife's car in because all the wires to spark plug number 1 were chewed off. So, and I didn't open the hood for them. So I just think it just happens, but I would like to see the municipal code regarding this and why we even have that. And I heard some of your explanation, Michael, that It's also for protection of those. Some food is dangerous to others, and I just would like to have a little better knowledge of what it's about. So, Mr. Ali was, again, the parking, I know what it is. Regarding what Randall said about the drone program, that's something we could look into. Again, it's like, a lot of cities are doing different things, and we just got to get the information and do that. And thank you, Dina, for bringing us the things about the beautification committee. And I think this goes back to something that probably last time Rhonda had told us about having the committees give us a report, because I would like to hear what they're doing, or even if it's in an email. The beautification committee, this is what they decided, this is what they're planning. I know we get copies of their agenda, but we don't know, I don't think we get copies of their action, or maybe it is in their minutes. But it's something that we at least need to hear about. I'd rather hear about it in person, from a person, a few minutes, just about what's going on. And thank you, Matt, for coming. And yeah, I think it's true what you say, because when I visit the senior center, the number one question is, what do you do? I says, well, nothing really. I'm just having lunch with you guys. No, but it's what do you do? And maybe we need to do that. We need to have a community forum, have a workshop, what is it that we do for you? And they say, and they usually tell me, do you work for the city? I said, no, I work for you. So this is what I do. And I tell them what it is. I think a lot of the residents probably don't have an understanding of how government works, because they just say, hey, put a stoplight over there, and they think we can just sign it off. I didn't know there was, before coming onto the position, that every street has a grade. The asphalt has a grade, A, B, C, D, or F, I don't know, and until they get to F, we can't repair it because it's still good. And I'm sure it's like an example that I could use, like the tread on your tire. You until you see the steel belt coming through, hey, it's time to get new tires. Or you take the penny and see if Lincoln's head is, rises above the tread. So there's a lot of rules that we have to follow. And it's not that we don't want to help our residents. It's just that when you have so many levels of government before us, we have federal, we have state, we have county, and they make their rules, and then we say, well, let's do this. Well, they're saying, no, you can't. Well, we need that, but, well, this is what the rule is. So I don't think we made the traffic rules or the did we? No. Okay, so we can't put a stop sign or a signal light wherever we want. So I just think it would be a good way for us to engage our community, to have some type of forum, some type of workshop, invite the community to get to know who we are and what we do. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councilwoman Royes.
Thank you so much. I think a lot of my colleagues touched upon the points. I did want to thank everybody that came out tonight and spoke. We do value your comments and feedback. I'll touch upon with regards to the parking. I do like the idea of having a subcommittee to discuss parking. My question is we could possibly look at things that when we know a development is coming towards a residential area, and how many units it is particularly, maybe that's an indication that maybe we need to look at the parking surrounding it, because that's the number one thing that people always bring up when it comes to development is the parking. And I think that we should probably proactively look at when developments are coming near and how many units they are, how it's going to impact the constituents, because it is a very important thing. The other thing talking about is those are close to Hawthorne Boulevard, some of the developments, since we have that's where we allocated them for the housing overlay, Hawthorne Boulevard specific plan. And so maybe we need to look at, are there lots that the city can develop into parking structures? for the businesses. That way they don't take away from residential. I do think that there may be something that we can do to be proactive about those things, and I'm happy to, if you need a second to put that on the agenda. I know you need 3 or the mayor. You have my vote, or you have my request. And yeah, so that's regarding that. I did have questions regarding citations. So this one looks like the 500 is, I think, like a certain offense. With regards to feeding wildlife, at what point do you first give a notice asking them to stop feeding the wildlife or the behavior?
Yeah, I believe 3 warnings were given to Ms. Warwick before the first citation was issued. So by the time the first citation was issued, she'd already been warned 3 times and continued to do it. And then she got his first citation and still continued to do it. So she got a second citation. The third citation was written sometime after. The officer believed she was feeding animals because there was evidence of food with strawberries and nuts. When she showed that it was mulch, we voided the ticket. But the first 2 times, by her own admission, she was feeding wildlife, and we don't allow that. The city doesn't allow that, I should say.
So is it
If the city wants to revisit that, we can certainly.
Is that, I'm just curious, is that part of like a state or a county or something?
I believe it's a city ordinance.
State ordinance, okay.
Well, there's regulations in the state as
Okay.
well, but we have an ordinance of our own.
And then we've
that's-
adopted a stricter policy on
Yeah,
it.
and I can present that to both you and Councilmember Talavera if you'd like. It's
Okay.
actually on the citation.
Okay. No, I did see the citation here. I just was curious about the background around that inciting and what our process is and whether we give, whether we give residents the chance to rectify the behavior before going to.
Yeah, no citation is issued to residents without getting 3 warnings first. The only exception to that would be fireworks. Fireworks, we're not sending warnings. We're going to issue a citation right away.
Okay. I was just curious. I wanted to make sure that our process was fair.
Yes.
And then I think, I'm trying to look and see if there's anything else. Yes, thank you to staff for the Zoom meeting. I think it's super important, and it's going to help with engagement with the community. And I also want to thank Matthew Harbison for your comments. I really appreciate you looking at this as we don't want to police people necessarily. We do want compliance, but we want to offer a system that's fair and equitable to everybody. And you see a lot of seniors, you see a lot of families who, they're barely making the mortgage or the rent and whatnot. And we want to be cognizant of that. And when we ask for certain things with them complying, we don't want to make the rules overburdensome for people. And then there are a couple, I also want to thank the people that emailed in comments. There are a couple things I will be talking about later during council member items that I want to bring forward. But with that, thank you to everybody that's listening, everybody out there, and everybody that's engaging.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Cuevas.
Thank you for coming out and speaking. Also, those that are watching, thank you for tuning in. And thank you to those that turn in their, send us your comments via email. Hopefully, we'll get a couple of comments next time via Zoom. It would be interesting to be able to hear from those that cannot make it to our meeting, but possibly are driving or are at work. Like my colleague said, we want to hear from you guys. And we always see the same amount of residents here. So if you have any comments, call us in or email us, and we'll be more than happy to review those. Thank you.
Okay, I too want to thank everyone for coming out and those who are watching on the various devices, including television, and also Ms. Johnson. I want to thank you for bringing the flyers and thank the Assemblywoman for putting on the event. I don't know if I'll be there. I think I have a conflict. I have to check the date. But thank you, and tell the Assemblywoman I said hello. Also, the parking on 153rd Street, yes, that's parking is terrible. There's a report of Airbnb. Can we have staff look into that to see if that is a fact that's happening? Because as you know, Airbnbs are illegal in the city of Lawndale. Although there's one on my street, there's definitely one on my street, and I have reported it. So we need to. Oh, also, if city staff, correct me if I'm misstepping, Mr. City Attorney, if the city staff could contact the landlord and let them know about the issue of parking on 153rd, I think that might be helpful.
I think that would be helpful, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, we talked about the peanut shells in the flower bed, okay. So, although I do agree that the parking, that residents should not have to go around getting signatures, however, there is a mechanism for the residents to form their own parking districts. And it's simple. You get enough signatures and you bring it to the city. Well, you got to start with the city first. So those who are interested in this process, while we talk about, the proactive portion of it, because city government works slowly. So if you want to get a parking district, there's a mechanism of how you do it. So you need to visit the community development department, and they will outline the steps. It's not that hard to do. We've had this on the books for a number of years, but no one has taken us up on it. And I've heard so many people complain about parking, and when I mention the parking district, they say, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. But did they come and pull papers? Maybe they thought it was too encumbersome, but it's really not that encumbersome, because all you need to do, basically, I'll give it to you in a nutshell. You need to, map out your district, how many blocks you want it to be. And then you need a certain percentage of signatures for that block. And then what happens is they'll do an engineering report and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff, but that's on the city side. And then voila, you got a parking district. And that will prohibit people from parking in that district without a permit, a pass. It's that simple. It's that simple. So I'm encouraging you to go visit the Community Development Center department and let them lay it out for you. It's just that simple. That's not only for this issue, but anyone who's having problems with parking. Dina. Oh, she left. So I have, we got possums on my street, and we got raccoons every once in a while, because I live right by the railroad tracks, right? And if you leave the door open, those possums are coming to your house. I haven't had it happen this year, but for the last couple of years, I've had possums in my house. And I had to round. So what happens is, now imagine this. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're hearing some rattling in the kitchen. And you're like, what? At the time, we had a cat, but we no longer have a cat. So maybe that was the problem. maybe that's why I don't see him this year. And so you hear some rattling, like that's, and you know how your cats sound. And so you get up, and you startle because it's a possum. And you figure, how did he get here? Because the door's been closed, he or she, because the door's been closed for a number of hours. That means was hiding out, right, until the appropriate time, which was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And now here I am chasing the possum around, right? So I got to close all the doors because you don't want him to run into the other rooms. So I got to close all the doors to barricade him and then capture him. And they don't want to be captured, and they have a hiss, right? A terrible hiss. So if you're not used to possums, trust me, that hiss is a fake out, right? So don't be concerned about the hiss, even though it sounds like it's terrible. No, it's not. I had to actually look it up, right? And so I have to capture the possum, and and guess what I do with him? Because you can't, well, I don't want to get in trouble, because there are a certain type of breed of animals you capture and release. So I take him to the railroad track and then release him. And I've had to do that maybe 5 times. Now, I'm lucky a raccoon haven't come to the house, because I've seen the raccoons in the gutter. Yeah, they hang out around in the gutter. So I haven't seen a skunk, though. You've seen a skunk? Oh, you got a skunk? Okay. That's the 3 amigos, right? A skunk, possum, and a raccoon. Okay, that's all I want to say about that. Matthew Harbison, thank you for bringing up your comments. And that's all I have. And we'll move our agenda. How about that? Okay, So we'll close public comment and oral communications. So let's move on to our consent calendar. Let's hear from our city clerk.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. We would like to ask if there are any members of the public online who wish to speak on Zoom.
Madam City Clerk, we have one person, but I don't know if they'd like to speak. So if you would like to speak, online speaker, please raise your hand. We'll give you a few seconds. They do not wish to speak. Thank you.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's move on with our consent calendar, items 5 through 14. What is the pleasure of this body?
If there's no additions, subtractions, I'll make a motion to accept it.
Okay, the motion's been made by Mr. Pat Kearney that we approve the consent calendar,
I'll second it.
seconded by Talavera. Any discussion on the motion? Would the council please vote?
Ready for you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, it doesn't like my finger.
Do you want me to, okay, it's not working?
Yeah, do it manually, because
Okay.
that didn't work either.
What is your?
Yeah, oh, it's yes. Yeah.
Okay. Motion for the consent calendar passes unanimously.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. Next item on the agenda, item 15.
Yes. It's not working. Okay,
No,
I'm
it's
checking.
not working. Confirmation of the voting delegates and alternates.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor and council members. Yvette Palomo, Assistant City Clerk. This report is to request council's reaffirmation of the voting delegate and alternate to the League of California Cities. Every September, they have an annual conference, so we would like to reaffirm the current delegate and alternate. In addition, we would like to ask the city council if there are any additional members that will attend the full conference. Staff recommends that the city council affirm the voting delegate and voting alternate to represent the city at the 2026 League of California Cities Conference. Direct the staff and the city clerk department to forward the current resolution or the appropriate formal minute action if different. Also determine if any additional council members will attend or provide direction to city manager's department. That concludes my report. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, any questions of this report? Okay, shall we receive and file this report, or do we need a motion?
We need to vote.
Yeah, we need to vote. Okay,
Mr. Mayor, if there's no opposition, I would like to continue to be the voting delegate.
okay. Any
And I
objection?
wouldn't mind being the alternate again.
All right, okay, so that'd be the order. Cuevas and Kearney. And Cuevas has made the motion. And Pat Kearney has seconded the motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any discussion on the motion? Will the council please vote? Let's see if it works this time. No,
Still stuck?
I'm a yay.
Yours went, okay. Okay, thank you.
Oh, no, I
No,
guess I
you're
was
good.
testing
Okay.
too hard.
For item number 15, the motion passes unanimously.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let me find my spot. 15, 16. A request to renew contracts for the Society for the Prevention of the Cruelty to Animals.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and distinguished members of the City Council. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you this evening. The staff report you have before you is a request to renew our contract with SPCA for the upcoming 2026-27 fiscal year. As you're aware, the city has contracted with SPCA for more than 2 decades for all our kenneling needs. Also, you're aware that SPCA has raised our rates for the past 5 years in a row, and they are suggesting a new increase of $17,000 per month, which I think is fairly high, almost $500 a day. Happily, I did have a conversation with Erin Lovejoy earlier today. This council challenged me with finding an alternative to SPCA. Lovejoy Foundation partners with the City of Manhattan Beach for their animal care and kenneling. I sent her some of our information, and we had a very good discussion about our prices and what we can afford. I'm going to have another meeting with her this week, and so what I'm suggesting, after talking with Acting City Manager Lucha Rodriguez and our City Attorney, I would like to pull this item and hopefully bring back to you 2 contracts at our next meeting, one with SPCA and hopefully one with Lovejoy Foundation. So that time we're asking that we take no action on this, but just allow me to come back and negotiate a new contract with a different entity.
Okay, thank you for that. So that'll be the order.
Is that a motion or just a
No,
Just
that's
a-
consensus. Yeah, that'll be the order.
continued?
Yeah. Let's take up item 17, senior activities funding.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. Before you tonight, we have item number 17, which is, we do have a recommendation that the City Council adopt resolution number CC 2607-36 to approve an amendment to adopted roster for the Community Development Block Grant Programs for fiscal years 2025, 2026, 2026, 2027. And this specifically reallocates funds, CDGB funds, from senior activities to street resurfacing projects. And the purpose and reason of this was recent changes, and when I mean recent, these are administrative requirements that were originated from October of 2025, which are included as part of your staff report, where it mentioned that in outlining requirements for participating cities to either submit evidence of citizenship or eligible immigration status, or providing a declaration and attestation to the U.S. citizenship or eligible immigration status for all members of household for assistance under the Housing and Urban Development projects that provide a direct benefit to households and individuals, including public service programs. That's, in essence, the purpose and reason why we have this item before you tonight, identifying that and allocating those funds and monies away from senior activities from the CDGB program. And also, as part of this resolution, those monies and funds, as part of this resolution, are recommended to then be allocated from the general funds to continue the existing services provided by the city. With that, that concludes my presentations, and I'd be more than glad to answer any further questions. Thank you.
Thank you for that presentation. Is there any discussion on this matter? Mr. Pat Kearney.
I do. So, when does this end from the county? Did it already end? The funding, because we couldn't meet their plateau, correct? The senior lunches, this is for senior lunches? Or the senior programs total, all of it?
This is for the senior activities, which...
Does that include the lunches?
That is correct.
So, the county stopped. You want to take money from general fund to fund this, which I'm okay with. But we have to charge something, because I don't mind Lawndale residents eating free, but the other cities that come around, they should be charged something. Because I understand, I'll take care of Lawndale first and foremost. But other cities coming to eat the same thing that Lawndale is doing, there should be a fund, amount attached to that lunch. That's just my opinion.
If I might clarify, the county's requirements for the city to participate in the program are that we not limit it based on city boundary. That's part of the county's requirements for us to be in their senior nutrition program.
But I thought you brought back a couple months ago that they required addresses for the senior lunches.
Yeah.
IDs.
That was actually, that's a new federal government requirement.
Okay, well, federal.
And so the reason for tonight's action is to move the CDBG, the federal money, over to street resurfacing where there won't be any ID issue, and then to continue running the program the same way that it's been run in the past, just with the staff time that had been previously covered by CDBG now being covered by general fund. That's
For all senior programs.
right.
For all senior programs.
Primarily, the senior nutrition program is what the CDBG funding was allocated for.
Okay. Okay. So it's not just the senior lunches that'll be,
The staff portion of the senior nutrition program, yes.
okay. All right. Thank you.
So are we saying that we're backfilling the 73,000 with the general funds?
I believe it's 34,000.
37.
Oh, sorry, 37.
That is correct.
But in this report said the senior activity funds totaling 73,000.
I believe that's for the next year as well. It may be
Oh,
the
the 2
2
years
years
total?
combined.
Okay, okay.
2
okay.
years.
Oh, yeah, 37 and 36, yeah. Mhm.
If there's no further comments, I would like to proceed with staff recommendation.
So the motion's been made by Cuevas that
I'll
we.
second it.
Second by Mr. Pat Kearney. Any discussion on the motion? Would the council please vote? Nicely. It doesn't matter how nice you are to it. Yes.
For item number 17, the motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. Let's have the city manager's report.
Good evening, council members, mayor. My report today is going to be to introduce our interim contract finance director, Jeannie Fortune, who is in the public today. So we have hired somebody already to help us in that office. Additionally, we are in the process of RFPs for our human resources director, temporary under contract. And that person will help us do the rest of the hirings that we need at the city. And lastly, Public Works is preparing an RFP for design services for the repaving of Hawthorne Boulevard. We have monies saved there. They don't cover the full stretch of Hawthorne. However, we can start with the design, have that ready, and we are applying annually for grants. And hopefully, once we have the design in place, it may look better for more grants to complete it. And I will keep you informed of what happens there. You will be seeing some staff report coming up for approval of those contracts. For Hawthorne Boulevard, as well as for the temporary people that are going to be helping us out.
Okay.
That concludes my report right now.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. Yeah,
Too quick, can you introduce the young lady? To have come to-
Please, yes, thank you.
You repeat her name?
Give us your
Her name,
let her say it.
it's Jeannie Fortune.
Yeah,
Jeannie
that's
Fortune,
right.
yeah. Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council. As Lucho has mentioned, I will be your temporary financial consultant until such that you do hire a permanent finance director. At this time, I will try to keep the lights on in the finance department. Having only been here my third week, you know, every city has different ideas. I used to work for the cities of San Bernardino, Costa Mesa, Moreno Valley, and the city of Los Angeles. So I've been around. And I hope to provide the service that I have in the last other cities, the same as here. I would like to make a comment. This is my third week. This city has been so welcoming, the community even out there, very friendly. I got lost walking just to go to the burger joint across the street. But everyone is so helpful, so nice. I think it's great. You know, I know nothing about the West Side, having always worked either in downtown LA on the East Side. This is an amazing community, an amazing city you guys have. So I'm happy to be here, even if it's only temporary. So thank you for having me.
Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And then one more. Public Works, do we hire any consultants yet for engineers?
Thank you for the question. Our associate engineer is coming back on Wednesday.
Okay.
So we will have that help. We are in the process of advertising for a vacancy that just happened a couple weeks ago. Another engineer. So we are going to start advertising. That is why we need the human resources person to help us with all that. And at the same time, Public Works did produce an RFP, request for proposals, for a contract engineer at the senior level to help us out some. We're going through the responses. So I will let you know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that all you got?
That's all I have.
Okay. Councilmember Taylor Revere.
We're not, no, that was just comments for
Oh,
him.
oh, the city
Nice
city
try,
manager's
Robert. Nice
report.
try.
Okay.
I know you want to go home to watch soap operas.
Okay, city
Oh,
manager's
okay.
report. Okay, let's, now we're on
Yeah,
council
okay,
members' report.
Yeah.
Council members' report. I thought that was part of your report.
No, that was,
Right. Tell us about your wild
well,
animals.
we haven't met in over a month, so I had 3 pages of stuff I was wrote down, but I said, nah, I ain't doing all that. So I will give you the highlights of the last 3 things I've attended. It was Coffee with the Cops at Mateo's, which is very good. The ribbon cutting ceremony at Castillas, is that the name of the barber? Castillas. Was it O or A?
Oh.
Okay.
Castillo 502.
Okay, and then we had recently, yesterday actually, the final watch party for the FIVA out front here. It was, I think it was well attended for the last minute to get it on there, and I loved it. And with that, I'll pass it on.
Now, council member Taylor Revere.
Okay, well, I'm going to follow Councilmember Kearney. I'm not going to say everything, 'cause it is pretty long. But some things I did enjoy was the senior 4th of July luncheon. Thank you, Jason and Community Service Department for always giving us seniors a wonderful opportunity to talk and eat and enjoy the food there. And so we had a good celebration there. I did also attend the ribbon cutting for Castillo 502. And it's really nice that we were there to welcome them, and they also accepted our invitation to have that ribbon cutting. And then on the 7th, I met with the National Hispanic Heritage Month Ad Hoc Committee, and also want to thank Jason again for the work he's doing in his department to get this festival going. And for many years, I guess the city has never wanted to delve into using sponsorship. So, but now we're going to. We're going to get our feet wet. We didn't know all the, we don't know what we have to come up with. What the challenges are going to be. But so
I'll don't run out at once. Just kidding.
War. I'll train you. Don't worry.
Okay, go ahead with your comment.
okay, so we had decided as the council that we were going to do some of the footwork and seek out some of the sponsorships. So everyone received a packet. So let's get to it.
Oh, that's
May the best man win. No.
Is it a contest?
No. Well, yeah.
Okay.
So, and then I want to also thank, for the FIFA Watch party that we had. I really enjoyed it. The crowd came out. They were excited. A wonderful screen we had there. And so it was good. And I liked that. I also attended the watch, neighborhood watch. And had mole today at the senior center. That's all I have.
Was it planned?
Let's hear from Councilwoman Bernadette Suarez.
Okay, well, I will keep it short too. Last week, I got to attend the NALEO Annual Conference, National Association of Latino Elected Officials. It was a pretty star-studded event, if I do say so. We had the governor there. We had both gubernatorial candidates there, state senators, and across the country. I was able to chat with even some California electeds. We talked about public safety, their public safety department and what they're doing to grow it and what they've done, just different things. So it was really well attended, and it was my first time, and I really enjoyed it. I also had my last meeting as the chair of the South Bay Cities Council of Government, where most of the cities gave me certificates and whatnot, and so it was a really nice event, you know, and a really nice sending me off. So, you know, what did I do? I picked up a few more things to do to make up for the less duties that I have. And then I did want to, there's a public comment here in which a resident asked for the investigation report into myself. And so I would like to bring under council member items an item for under my specific, if I understand, I can put it under there, under my items, because I'm going to request that this council make it public. I think there's a lot of rumors circulating. There's a lot of stuff going on. Let's just give the report to the residents, and they can make the determination whether there was any wrongdoing or not. And so I will be asking for that to be put under my item. And with that, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everyone and wish them a good evening.
Okay. Mayor Pro Tem Quettis.
All right. First of all, I want to thank Jason for working with the school district, Lawndale School District, and the Sheriff Department in putting together the e-bike program. Thank you for looking into that, and hopefully it'll be a success. Also, I attended, the League of, in June, League of California Cities meeting. Then in July was the National Hispanic Heritage Month ad hoc committee. I went to the Neighborhood Watch meeting, which was, I felt like there weren't that many residents that attended that meeting. It slowed down like the trickle. So hopefully after summer, we'll get more of our residents to join us. And the World Cup watch party was great. I didn't expect that many people to show up at the event since it was put together at the last minute, but I think those that attended enjoyed it, and hopefully it doesn't stop there. Maybe we could do the World Series, you know, baseball, football, continue with that sport trend, and that screen out there was amazing. The sound, I could hear it all the way to my house, and I'm 5 blocks away. So you did great, Jason and staff. Thank you very much for putting that together. And can't wait for now the National Hispanic Heritage Month event. That's going to be another one of your nice events. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I attended the senior lunch program today, where we had chicken mole. Yep. It was good. Also attend the World Cup final watch party, final game watch party, and the screen was great. The crowd was great. The crowd went crazy. Obviously, Spain was the most favorite of all the residents that was there, that was attended. You can tell that by the applause, right? Or the sitting on the edge of the seat. The score was 1-0, right? Yeah, 1-0. I also attended the ribbon cutting of Castillo 502.
That's what 502.
And I'm glad to hear that Hawthorne Boulevard is going to be repaved, because it's looking like it's that time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I also attended the seniors 4th of July luncheon, which was good. The entertainer, the saxophonist, was outstanding. His name was Jason, right? Right, Jason? Yep. He was outstanding. And my colleague, Council Member Talavera, and I attended not the last meeting, but the last meeting for the World Cup of the Business Revitalization Subcommittee. And we decided to put on the watch party at the last minute. Right. But it turned out well. It turned out well. It was a little warm, but it turned out well. And that's all I have. I won't repeat all this other stuff that other council members have brought up. So that'll bring us to our closed sessions. You said possums? Okay, so that'll bring us to the closed session.
Thank you, Mayor. You have,
City Attorney.
Thank you, sir. You have one item tonight under Government Code Section 54957B regarding appointment of a permanent city manager. Thank you.
Pardon me?
Okay, we have returned from closed session. I'm going to ask the city attorney to give the report of the closed session.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City Council was briefed on the city manager appointment process and received a status update. City Council gave direction to negotiate a contract with a preferred candidate and bring that contract back for approval. And the City Council also created an ad hoc subcommittee made up of the mayor and Councilmember Kearney to assist in the negotiation process and providing a recommendation on terms to be in the draft contract that will come back for review and approval by the entire City Council. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next regularly scheduled meeting of the City Council will be held at 6:30 p.m. Monday, August 3rd, 2026, in these here chambers. It is now 9:03. We are adjourned.